Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made these L-shaped garden beds for my backyard. This is my first year of having my own vegetable garden, so I decided to start with something small and easy to build. Most of this can be done inside of a few hours on a sunny afternoon, but thanks to the weather and other build projects, I skipped around a bit. The materials for this project are pretty straightforward because all I used were cedar fence pickets and cedar 2x4s to build each bed. So to start, I took all of the cedar fence pickets and cut off the dog-eared end. This gave me a bunch of cheap cedar boards of equal length. For the narrower sides, I cut the boards in half. So that means 2 boards for each side and 1 board cut in half for each narrower side. Once I had all the fence picket pieces cut, I also cut some cedar 2x4s to use as the posts that go into the ground. So for those, I cut them about 18 inches each, and you can feel free to make adjustments to that length depending on the soil quality that you have or the frost rules that you have in your area. As you can see from my assembly here, the process is to stack 2 boards together and then secure them to the lengths of 2x4 that are longer than the boards when fully assembled. The part that sticks out is the part that gets buried into the ground when the whole thing is flipped over. I glued and screwed together the longest sides first and then added on the ends. Since the ground wasn't always level, I faked it as I went with using some of the board pieces that hadn't been used yet. To prevent the boards from splitting, I pre-drilled 2 holes at each end of the board. I also used an outdoor wood glue to help keep everything secured. I have gone without the wood glue for similar projects in the past, but since I want to keep these beds intact against the elements for as long as possible, the wood glue is just an extra step. The corner bed is made roughly the same as the first 2, where 1 board is cut in half and then stacked. But instead of making all 4 sides, I created a corner and then used the other 2 beds to form the remaining walls. I built both of the bigger beds first, then connected them using the corner bed, and then anchored them all into the ground as a single unit. It does make things a little cumbersome, but this was an easy way to build it in manageable pieces, and then it holds together nicely once the soil is in. Not gonna lie, getting it all into the ground, especially with Georgia red clay, is a time-consuming process. But I think we'll get enough growing seasons out of it to make it worth the effort. Once all of the digging, and more digging, and more digging, and more digging was done, I filled in each bed. First with some landscaping fabric to block the weeds and kill off the grass. Then I added in leaves and other yard debris from the yard because it was easy and free. Then we put in a little homemade compost, but we quickly ran out because we did not prepare to have this large of a garden bed. So I filled in the rest and the top layers with fresh compost from the store. Once all the soil was ready, it was time to add the seedlings. We'd started the seedlings earlier in the year, so they were already ready for their new home. Getting everything in place was really satisfying, and I don't really know what to expect from my first vegetable garden, so I'm hoping that somehow we get just the right amount of vegetables to make some really great dishes this year, but that of course means that we'll have to experiment. The majority of what we planted are things like tomatoes and peppers, but I'm still building out the bed a little bit more in between projects, such as a separate, more temporary bed for cucumbers, and we also added onions and carrots. In an upcoming project, I'll also show you this small decking area that is working really well to keep my feet nice and dry while we maintain the beds. Thanks for watching this quick video, and please give it a thumbs up if you want more videos coming your way. I also have more details, sources, and projects over on uglyducklinghouse.com if you want to check it out. Thanks!